There are mysteries at sea that will never be solved. Ships vanish. Crews disappear. Storms swallow men whole. But in December 1900, something happened on a remote Scottish island that remains one of the darkest maritime mysteries of all time. 3 lighthouse keepers, tasked with guarding one of the most dangerous stretches of water in the North Atlantic, vanished without a trace. When rescuers arrived, they found meals left uneaten, a chair overturned, and a clock stopped in silence. The men were gone. No bodies were ever recovered. No definitive explanation was ever found. This is the haunting tale of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse Mystery. The Flannan Isles, also called the Seven Hunters, sit off the coast of Scotland's Outer Hebrides. Jagged rocks, relentless winds, waves that can smash ships into splinters. The islands are uninhabited, barren except for seabirds. The largest, Eilean Moor, became home to a lighthouse in 1899, a lonely outpost meant to keep sailors safe. But for the men stationed there, it was a prison of isolation. The sea surrounding Flannan has claimed countless lives. Fishermen and sailors once said the islands were cursed, that spirits walked the cliffs, and the sea itself demanded sacrifice. Into this storm-lashed wilderness came 3 men, Thomas Marshall, James Duquette, and Donald MacArthur. James Duquette was the principal keeper, experienced, steady, and respected. Thomas Marshall, the second assistant, younger, hard-working, but prone to nerves. Donald MacArthur was the occasional relief keeper, known for his fiery temper, but also his loyalty. They arrived on the island in late 1900, tasked with maintaining the light that guided ships safely through the treacherous waters of the North Atlantic. For weeks, they kept their routine, cleaning the glass, trimming the wicks, recording notes in the logbook. But by mid-December, something went wrong. On December 15, 1900, a passing steamer, the Arctur, reported that the Flannan Isles light was dark. For days, no beam shone across the waters. It wasn't until December 26th, 11 days later, that relief keeper Joseph Moore arrived with a team to investigate. What he found would haunt him forever. The men climbed the steep cliffs to the lighthouse. Inside, the place was eerily still. The kitchen table was set as if for a meal. Plates of food sat uneaten. One chair lay overturned. The clock on the wall had stopped. 2 sets of oilskins, heavy coats needed to face the violent weather, were missing, but 1 set remained, suggesting that one man had left without his protection. There were no signs of a struggle, no footprints leading away, no bodies. The 3 keepers had simply vanished. The logbook offered chilling clues. On December 12th, Thomas Marshall wrote of a severe storm, the worst he had ever seen in 20 years. He noted that James Duquette was very quiet, and that Donald MacArthur, the toughest of them all, had been reduced to tears. The next day, the log recorded that the storm continued and that the men prayed together. But here's the chilling part. There were no storms recorded in the region at that time. The weather had been rough, but nothing extraordinary. The final entry, dated December 15th, simply read, "Storm ended, sea calm. God is over all." That same day, the lighthouse went dark. What happened to the 3 men of Flannan Isles? 1. Swept away by the sea. The official theory is that the men went outside to secure equipment during a storm. Rogue waves struck, dragging them into the sea. But why would all 3 leave the safety of the lighthouse at once? Why leave food uneaten, a clock unwound, and a coat behind? 2. Murder and madness. Some suggest that tempers flared. The isolation, the storms, the endless monotony. Perhaps violence broke out. One man killed the others, then was himself taken by the sea. But no blood was found. No sign of struggle. 3. Paranormal explanations. Locals whispered of something darker. They said the men were taken by spirits of the island, the ghostly keepers of the sea who demand sacrifice. Others claimed they saw giant sea creatures near the island. Some even believed they were abducted by something, not human. The story spread quickly. Newspapers printed lurid tales of sea monsters and ghostly hands dragging the men away. The poet Wilfred Gibson immortalized the mystery in verse. 3 men alive on Flannan Isle, who stand to keep the lamp alight, and how the light had ceased to shine, and how the keepers were lost that night. The legend of the Flannan Isles grew, and with each telling, the mystery deepened. In modern times, researchers revisited the case. Some pointed to a record of damaged equipment near the West Landing, suggesting the men had gone to repair storm damage. Others argued the waves at Flannan can reach over 100 feet high, capable of dragging men off cliffs without warning. Still, the uneaten food, the missing log entries, and the eerie atmosphere of the lighthouse have never been fully explained. The lighthouse remained in use, but many who worked there reported unease. Strange sounds, doors slamming shut, whispers in the wind. Some claimed they saw 3 shadowy figures walking the cliffs at night. Even today, when the wind howls around the empty lighthouse, locals say you can still hear the cries of the missing keepers. So what happened on the Flannan Isles? Were 3 men dragged into the sea by a rogue wave? Or did something darker, madness, murder, or the supernatural, claim them? The truth lies somewhere out there, lost in the waves of the North Atlantic. And the lighthouse, still standing against the storms, is a reminder that sometimes the scariest mysteries are the ones the sea never gives back. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, sleep well.